Hello to the beauties of the internet. How are you all? When you join, say hello. If you're on the replay, say hashtag replay. Hold on, I need to redo this one. I'm going on, what's it called? Instagram and Facebook. I'm doing them both, which is really exciting. So let's just make sure everything is connected. La la la. I'm just waiting. But when you guys join, say hi. I'm always so excited and so thrilled to be doing lives, even though I haven't done them in a long time. It just really does make me so happy and it makes me feel so connected to you guys. And I feel like it's a little hot, but maybe it's just me. But anyway, it's like maybe it's okay. Let me try this again to go live on here, you guys. And then if not, we're just going to do Facebook and Instagram. We will have to say we'll try again. So let's see, it's checking. Yay! Okay, we are now live on Instagram and on Facebook. So I'm so excited. So if you guys see me looking between two cameras, it's because I am. I'm looking between both of them. But anyway, if you've never been here, I first just want to say hello, welcome. This is my online store, my business. So my name is Colleen Gallagher. If you've never met me, I hope that you would leave a comment and say hello and let me know who you are, where you're from, and maybe how you found me. I am a lifestyle coach and mentor, and I wanted to do this video as a little reintroduction to who I am and how this business works, how my face works, how my brand works, how you see me, always posting videos, or just why that is. And so first, before I get into that, I want to go into kind of what is a lifestyle mentor and coach, right? So if you guys see me in the online space, I am an educator. I am a coach. I always felt like I had this calling to support others in transformation, to support others in living their best life. And I really, even though I'm young, I've really leveraged my life as this case study where I had cancer at age 14. And I was really exposed to a lot of different injustices in this world. And I was exposed to what happens when you don't live a life you love, which is why lifestyle coach and mentor. Because when I saw people get diagnosed with cancer as a teenager, and I would see other children or I would see older people, and the common denominator, which I obviously couldn't articulate this when I was 14, but what I was being exposed to, what I was seeing is people who were getting sick, and then they were sick and they realized their whole life they lived a life they hated. And this was like so traumatizing, right, to me at 14, because I'm looking up at adults going, I have the same issue that they have. They have years of their life on me, but they hate their life. And I have the opportunity to make different decisions with my life, to make different choices. And the final moment, which is what really guided me to what I want to get into today, just a reintroduction of who I am, what my business is, how I can help you, how I can achieve you in supporting your goals and your soul mission and your purpose, was this story. And then I want to get into how I can serve you, how I can interact with you, and I can be here as a resource for you in your life and in your legacy. So I was at the doctor's office, and there was another little girl there, and we were both waiting for the doctor. And we were playing with that little play cube. I don't know if you guys remember those. When we were younger, you'd put them up and they would go down, like a little slinky in a way. And it makes me so emotional still. And her and I are playing, and she is putting these slinky up, and I'm going to catch them when they come down. And her dad comes out of the office, and he looks in his wife's face, and he screams at her, "The only reason we cannot pay for our daughter's treatment is because you're a stay-at-home mom." And it just broke me. It just opened me, because in that moment it's like time froze. I can still remember the little girl just didn't, her face froze, but her hand kept moving the slinky. And the wife just was, I think in awe. Like, and I, didn't have to experience this with my own parents, and my, health issues as a young woman, teenager. But this really opened my eyes to two things. One, it really opened my eye to the fear of that you needed money in order to have love to work. So that if you didn't have money, that the love, like the person you love, the person you've co-created a child with, would break. And it was the most painful thing for me to observe. And the second part that it taught me is that I always wanted to have my own money so that I was never not in a position to basically pay for whatever it is I needed or I wanted in this life, or to achieve, or to make sure I could always provide. And I think that's a lot of what I want to get into, is like the masculine. We want to provide, we want to produce. And this really created this very masculine, protective, harsh, like driven, go at it woman that was in me. And it's taken me, my business really 4.5 years, to unravel that mask, to unravel that need to constantly produce and to provide and to push and to feel like that I can't rely on anybody, and that there's a more balanced way to live where you don't need to get up and go to a corporate job every 2 weeks to get a paycheck and have good health care, that there's a way you can get paid every day. There's a way that you can truly create a life that you love. There's a way that you can truly express what's on your heart and mind, what you know is your message with the world, and you can create an empire. And I really want this video to be a reintroduction of me, of my work, and of that, because I don't think I share it enough. And so anytime you see me, like I said, my name, anytime I pop up, anytime I'm doing anything, this is my business. This is not just like me, here to talk. It's not a place to ask me on dates. It's not a place just to randomly pick my brain. I love when you all share wins with me. I get so many messages about people falling in love, or when you're making money, or when you're getting out of debt. And this fulfills me. It makes me so nourished. Or when you're sharing how my work or my free posts have inspired you in your career, or your relationship has deepened, or you've filed for the divorce, or you got into the right relationship. Like, this is what I love. The things of just, saying I'm beautiful or I'm pretty, like, those are nice, but it's not exactly why I'm here. This is a brick and mortar. Think of it if it was a brick and mortar business, but it's totally online. I've made a whole education center, resource center through the digital world. And that's what this is. Oops. I want to make sure with Instagram that we get back connected. 1 second. Okay, we're back and connected on Instagram. Hold on, I want to make sure that we're back and we get connected. This makes me anxious. Okay, we're back on Instagram. Okay, we were paused for a second, guys. Okay, so I just wanted to make that clear, and I wanted to also, that this is an educational resource center. So if you just Google, Colleen Gallagher International, if you really just Google Colleen Gallagher, lifestyle, light worker, healer, I'm going to pop up. I'm here for you. I have so many free resources. It's not even funny, from blogs to 119 podcast episodes that were done. 3 were deleted, so 116. I have so many social media posts that I probably could have a library. And I have different ways to work for me, from a few $100s, which I'm going to get to work into, under $100, a few $1,000, $11,000, $30,000, and $111,000, or $111,000, like 100, 111, 1111. I can't even say the numbers right. So there's so many ways to work with me. There's so many ways to be in my space. And if it's free, that's totally fine. I want you to know that you're supported if that is where you're at and you can only afford free things in your education. Because the worst thing is to feel like you want to learn, you want to grow, you want to evolve, and because you don't have money, you can't. So I've really built an ecosystem in my brand that wherever you're at, I'm a resource for you, fully accessible, even if it's not me and my flesh, through the digital world at many stages of my growth in life to support you. So I kind of went through why, well, a little out of order, but why that was important to me, right? And why is because I had cancer at age 14. And this inspired my story, right? Because I saw what death looked like if you didn't live a life you loved. I saw the faces of people. I saw the loveless marriages. I saw the loveless relationships. I saw people fighting in front of their children, like over something so traumatic. And this is where I began to travel the world, where I've traveled to now, I think it's like 45, 46 countries. And I've lived in 5 countries and I've lived in 5 USA states. So I've been all over and I've met people. I have been able to literally experience life on my terms. And I've been able to grow a multiple 6-figure business in 4.5 years per year. So I just want to share that this all started because I just knew there was more and I wanted to help as many people as I could when I could. And so, hello, Robert. Yes, it has been a while. It's so good to see you. And hey, Marvin, it's great to see you. And so the people, like why you're usually here, the people that usually come to me, right? If you're in this space or you're watching this video, is that you're either on the brink of a breakup or a divorce, or you just went through a bad traumatic breakup or divorce. That's kind of one reason that you'll come to me. That's like the initial reason you're here. You know, it's the initial reason people start with me. Or the other reason is that you're really wanting to begin to make money on your own terms and you're wanting to really live into your purpose, not just like, let's say, a finance career or an engineering career or a tech career, which it could be all of those things, but you're wanting to do your life from a place of purpose. You're wanting to do your life from a place of soul. And so usually you're someone who's already had, you know, achievements with money. You've already been a high performer, but you just want to feel better about the way you're living your life and the better about the way that it's happening. And so people come to me for that. So that way we begin to make money. I'm just moving it. My Winnie the Pooh blanket, of course, is on me, but we're beginning to make money doing what we love. We're beginning to, have a community like you see with me. You are beginning to build a brand. You are beginning to go to where you can go to any country in the world and you can meet a follower of yours or someone in your community. You're beginning to have a global reach. And so this is why people come to me, right? And even, let's say, coaches and mentors and healers that come to me, it's usually because you're really well versed in your teaching. You are an expert already, you know it, but you haven't really landed. How do you create offers? How do you create memberships? How do you create products? Like, how do you create sustainable reoccurring income with all this wisdom that's been downloaded from the universe into you? And you've received it, and now you need push. You need, okay, how do I get this out in a way that feels exciting, in a way that feels expansive? And that's why people come to me. So that's usually who you are. Those are the 2 spots, either breakup, bad divorce, you're coming to me, or you're really like you've achieved success, but you're wanting to do it from a place of like community and soul and purpose, and you're needing some support in how to do that and how to structure it. So we really go, you know, people that come, and I'll just share this so you guys know, 75% of my clients are men. So 25% are women. However, you have no hardness on that. Usually it's that if you're coming to me, you're more in the masculine. You've lived your life in the masculine. You've done the things that were right. You like follow, this is the practical steps. If I do this and do this and do this, I'm going to like win and achieve the thing. You're over intellectual. You're an intellectual like me. You're super smart, highest achiever, picture perfect life. And it's just something's missing. There's an emotional connection to life that's missing. There's something that you just know is more. You're not sure what it is. You're not sure how to do it, but it's more. And so that's usually you. Like I said, I don't mind if it's a man or a woman. That's just the stats in my business. So, you know, I love both. And that's that. So I just wanted to be clear of kind of who I am, what this page is for, you know, why I started it, who it's usually, you know, for. And then I want to go into just my product offering. So you guys know, you know, what are the places to start? So you've heard this now. You're like, yes, we're reintroduced to her. Or I've known her and I'm excited to learn this, or I just found you and I'm so happy I found this video because I'm learning so much about you, and here's what it is. So I have 7 physical products. Well, first, before I go into that, I have 2 free products, 2 absolutely totally free, which is one of my blogs. So if you just go to colleengallagher.co/vlogs, they'll be on there. You can search me on Medium. I have so many free blogs there about lifestyle, career, digital marketing, relationships, how to let go of traumatic relationships, how to fall in love with your soulmate, how to call in a soulmate tribe and community, how do you find clarity on your purpose? Like, there is hundreds of blogs there. The other one is my podcast. So free, totally free, but my podcast. And that's the Colleen Gallagher podcast. We are on every streaming platform you can imagine. So if you just, any platform you listen to music or anything on, we are there. So just, you know, the Colleen Gallagher, you'll find me, subscribe, listen. There's 116 episodes. There's literally everything on creating a life you love. So I've given you tactical things of what we talk about, but the returning is always going to be to creating the life you love. From that, I just want to make sure that we have this, Robert. Thank you for being so vulnerable. You are doing great work in the world. Thank you, Robert. And I'm so happy to have you here, and I'm so grateful to have you here and be a witness. When you guys offer this, it gives me energy. It fuels me. It's that reciprocalness. So reciprocity, that was the word I was looking for. So the next thing I want to go through after that, those are the 2 free products. So no matter where you are, you can get lots. There's no excuse value from both of those things. If you want to go the next level, I have 7 physical products. So one is a crystalline, and this is with Crystella, which is with my 3rd book. And we have rose quartz crystals. Rose quartz is a heart opener. So this is if you went through a lot of pain and your heart's hurting. You just, we have these on my website. You can buy them. And it's a good place just before you go to bed, kind of rolling it on your heart, to get present, to open yourself, to have by your work, just places where you want to feel more heart-centered. You want to be more mindful of your heart and your presence. And so that's what the rose quartz is for. And it goes with my 3rd book, which we'll get to. The next product is my Intoxicate the World with Love stickers. And this goes with my 1st book, which we'll get into. But these are perfect for your laptop. They're perfect for coffee mugs. And the reason these were made was so that you can feel like you are a conversation starter in the world. So when people come from Intoxicate the World with Love, what is that? And you can go, actually, there's a book that I read, which is called Live Your Truth. And there's a movement that I'm part of, which is where we believe we can change the world with love by living a life we love, by exuding love, by radiating love. And you can become the leader in that conversation. And that's what these really represent, is I wanted you to have something where you have the opportunity to be the leader in a conversation of love and of consciousness. So that's what these are for. The next part is we have these magical coins. They're called magical activation coins, which activate financial abundance. So it's a unicorn and a dragon, and on the back, I'll get you the back of it. The back of it is a castle, which I'll show you in a moment. So we have, and there's one in gold, just gold, and one in color. So we have 2 different ones, gold and color. Both you can get on my website. These I really recommend putting in your wallet or by where you work, but putting them by somewhere where, you're talking about money, or money is wanting to be manifested. And it's charged with a magical euphoric energy. So they were created with this energy of bringing 2 worlds together, like darkness and lightness, love and fear. And you put it by mysticism and reality. You put it in a place where you're making money, so you can bring in more of the magic. You can bring more into that financial magic. Oh my God, how is this happening? I'm so excited. Money's just flowing and da-da-da. That's how it should be. And for those of us who are intellectuals, or we've been hurt, or, we feel like everything is really hard and never works out, we kind of need these little tokens of reminders around us that activates our subconscious mind. And that's what that token does. And it comes in beautiful packaging. And anyway, so that's on my website. And that's our 3rd product. Our 4th product is my Magical Creature Oracle deck. So I have my own Oracle deck. So if you know what tarot is similar to Oracle. Oracle is a little bit different though. Tarot is a little bit more structured. Oracle is like an oracle, you channeled it and you received it. And so this is the same castle that's on the coin, which represents Lemuria, Lemuria. I can share, if you've heard of Atlantis was the sunken city, the movie, The Sunken City. And Lemuria is also a sunken city. There's been no movie because it's the divine feminine, and Atlantis is the divine masculine. So I hand drew all of these, and I went through a process of, after hand drawing them, to find the person that would make them from hand drawing into the digital world. And we have all of these different affirmations and creatures, and there's 13 layers of design work. So every time you pick a card, which could just be once a day or once a week, put them somewhere when you're feeling down, you need, I need answers to something. You just pick them up, and the 13 layers of design work, it speaks directly to your subconscious mind. It's sacred geometry. So it's a really beautiful one. And the one I pulled for us is called Multuda. So I'll read a card for us. Multuda, here and here. And this is, you are a multidimensional being. You can set intentions, desires, and requests to be and impact multiple places at one time. So this is focusing on impact and, of course, the message. So it really is showing that we have 3 or 4 heads, that we're always going in different directions, and that we're one body and one being, but we're multidimensional. We can be in multiple places at one time. We can be doing multiple things at once. So anyway, that is this one. And you can go on my website and get it. You can go on Amazon. I prefer if you actually want an Indie Deck. It's Indie Deck Hub. That's the best place. I should leave their link there to get it. Amazon, I just am not the biggest fan because, I don't know, just not. So anyway, there's that. And then the not final, but this is my, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th product is my heart sunglasses, you all. And these are handmade by, not handmade, but like I designed them. They go with my first book. We'll get in this. This is product 5, 6. They go together. And they are mirror lens. They are absolutely no plastic. So 0 plastic on these. They're perfect. They're a little bit dirty, as you can see right now, but they're no plastic. They have the heart on it. Let me show you 1 second. They have a heart right here. So on the left, and then on the right side we have a heart, and then on the inside Colleen Gallagher. So it's totally balanced, like a totally balanced heart. And it's funny, we picked the 3 heads to kind of showcase this, and this is the casing for it. So these are in pre-order right now. They're going to be here in a week or 2, the full unit. So I'm super excited for those who already pre-ordered. The next product is my book, Live Your Truth. I actually lied. I have 8 products. So I don't know why I put 7. I have 8. So 8. 6th product. Live Your Truth. This is start your journey to freedom and healing. And this was when I first started my online world back in 2018. This is how to live your truth. How do you find your truth? How do you speak your truth? How do you live your truth? And how do you really become someone who intoxicates the world with love? So you can buy this on my website, colleengallagher.co, for a signed copy, and it comes in special packaging. The whole presentation is just amazing. Or obviously you can go on Amazon, but it's not signed, and you don't get a note, and you don't get this with it. So anyway, there's that. My second book, which was called The Future for Rohingyas Education in Bangladesh. The Future for Rohingyas Education in Bangladesh. And this is the International Conference on the Policy Crisis and Comparative Perspective. So this is where my thesis was published with other people at this conference, which was an amazing opportunity. And it was really me promoting tech for education, which is obviously my business. So that is a way you can be supported if you are an intellectual and you want to learn how to monetize and look at that. And then my 3rd book, An Uncompromised Life. So this is Overcome Trauma and Heartbreak, Experience the Unexplainable, and Truly Fall in Love. This is my 3rd book that came out last year, and you can get it again on my website. But this is really for you if you're needing to understand why maybe you went through, I don't know, a toxic relationship, something that was unhealthy, something that wasn't good for either person, and how do you begin to heal? How do you begin to take your part in it? And how do you begin to accept how you can be better and, I don't know, expand into who you're meant to become. So that is that. And then, so that's the products. Those are 8 products, and those are all under $100. So if you have free resources, if you want to, begin to change your lifestyle, you want to begin to change your career, the trajectory of what you're experiencing, your relationships, we have free, all under $100. And then we go into my 29 online courses I've designed, created, and sold. And so obviously you can go to my website, www.colleengallagher.co/online-programs, and it will, pop up. But I have so many programs, but I would say, really my programs, the ones, what they are around is relationships, communication, marketing, digital marketing, meditation and activations, leaving a legacy, doing what you love, and impacting the world. So that is what's on there, and we have a lot of different ways. I have a leadership and development program, which is called the Energy Leadership and Development Program. We start October 1st. That will be something that I have every year. It's a 12-month experience, and that's for you if you want to understand how do we use energy, how do we use masculine and feminine energetics, how do we become conscious, and how do we share our purpose? How do we impact from our purpose? How do we play from this place? And how do we leave a legacy? That is for you. And then obviously I have options to be mentored by me one-on-one. It's like we're besties. We're like tied. We know everything about each other. You know, you're in my life just as much I'm in your life for an extended period of time to reach your goals and reach your love story. And make sure that when your day on this earth comes, that you can say you gave it your all, that you've created a organization or a legacy or products of your own that you're proud of, that you're excited about, that you've influenced and impact people, that you've left a mark. And yeah, so I would highlight probably my program for everyone to start with. If you know, one is I have my Shift to the Limitless Mindset audio meditation. It's $1, and I always recommend pairing that with my 28-day accelerator program. It's $28. So how to accelerate your life in every way. I can leave those links there, but those are the ones that I would start with. And then if you want to go deeper, really a fuller immersion into me. As a man, if you're looking for someone like dating, so if you're coming to me and you're wanting to know how to date, which I would really appreciate, I'm doing this video for those to stop. Or if I'm single, if I'm married, I that's not what I do at my business. I would recommend my How to Make the Awakened Woman Crave You workshop, where I teach you specifically how to attract a divine feminine, how to attract a woman of consciousness, how to attract a woman of high caliber like myself. And so that is an amazing workshop. Every man who's gone through, we've had over 25, I believe it is, have loved it. For women, how do you become like myself, where you have men kind of just coming, whether you want them or not? That's going to be my How to Overcome Heartbreak and Attract Love workshop. It's a 3-part workshop series, which is absolutely amazing, and I recommend it. For you wanting to know, how do you actually make an offer? How do you have a product? How do you set up your soul mission with clarity, with purpose? That's going to be my How to Create Your Fairy Tale Life in 6-week course with me. And that's like the entry level, basically. I'd say if you are like, I'm curious, Colleen, of what you're doing, but I'm not sure how close yet, that is like the one I recommend for, everyone who wants to deep dive, but doesn't want to go maybe all the way in for a one-on-one year with me. So, yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to share. I wanted to come on and offer this. I wanted to share this because I know that I have grown so much in 4.5 years since being in this online world. And I know that my audience has grown. We used to have, 1,000 people. I think I remember 100 people still. God, I remember my first Instagram, I think it was barely at 600 people. And now online with all the platforms, we have over 70,000 people that, is a guaranteed reach. That's not even other people sharing and their networks and what happens. And so I just want you to know that I don't just view this as a business. I don't just view this as a digital, page. I'm a real person, and I believe each and every person I talk with, every comment, I read them all. I respond to them all. You are real people. And I'm so deeply moved and inspired that so many of you have been along on this journey. And I'm so deeply moved and inspired when I hear your results from implementing things that I share. And sorry, my hair, you guys, on this here. Hair. I should do this video that I just did at this event I was at. Hair, makeup. Do we look good? Does the lighting good? Anyway. But I really am deeply moved by all of you, and you all inspire me. And when you guys say yes, to anything, whether it's a free thing that you're listening to and you never share your story with me, to my high level clients that I'm seeing their wins week by week, I am just proud of you to know that you believe love can win. And I want you to know there's no greater gift than giving yourself the joy of believing in yourself, knowing love can win, and knowing that there's more to this life. So I love you. I really hope that this served. I really hope if there's anything you liked in the video, or if you're struggling with anything, message me privately. I'm happy to hear and offer my team and me guidance on where we can get you started, whether, like I said, it's free to my one-on-one. And I just want you to know that living a life you love is possible. I'm here today as living proof of all these products, of all these courses, of things that I've done, is that I just wanted to live a life that I loved. And I just wanted to feel like no matter what, I woke up every day and I was moving towards something that mattered. And so wherever you are, I want you to know that you making the decision for yourself that you want to live a life you love. You want to live a life that matters. You want to live a life that you are inspired by. You want to live a life that brings you to tears. You want to live a life where people are inspired through you and that they are transforming and that they are becoming leaders and that they are becoming activators through who you be and through who you share and who you express. Like that is, to me, one of the greatest things you can offer in this world. So none of us were given an easy life. We all come with our own challenges, regardless of the social economic status we, have been given. Some may have had a little bit of a harder start, maybe versus other people, but love is what brings you together. Love is what heals. Love is what guides. So anyway, I love you. I honor you, and I can't wait to hear from you. Please share this. Tag a friend if you know it would help somebody. And I can't wait for this movement to keep growing and to see you inside one of my programs or here in the community.